Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. And to be honest, I wasn't really meant to stream today. I thought it was going to be another one of them quiet days for Chelsea, but out of the blue, a couple of hours ago, broken by David Ornstein and then the Fabrizio Romano's and on and on and on, was the news around Koulibaly to Chelsea. Yes, I just said it. Koulibaly to Chelsea. And it seems like it's heating up. It's heating up as much as I am right now. I'm absolutely sweating. It's so humid at the moment. Again, I'm in another vest. I know you guys will say, this guy loves a vest. Yeah, I can't sit in a t-shirt, guys. It is too hot. But guys, GNA TV subscribers and the Chelsea Fan TV subscribers, make sure that you're smashing that like button now. Let's try and get this up to 200 likes as quickly as possible. We have got plans with us as well. We're going to get into that in a bit and introduce him in. But before we move forward, let's cue that. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV as well, guys. I hope you're all having a great day. I've had a great day. It's been very muggy and humid in the UK today. Not the sun specifically, but just, it's been a bit hard. But I am joined by CFC Pies, lastminute.com, because I did invite him earlier on and he said to me, I can't stream, Jim. It's only certain periods that I can actually be involved. But he's with me now. And Pies, how are you doing?
Yeah, I was not sure if I was going to be available at all sort of during this time this week due to various things. But yeah, glad to be back on. Thought I'd hop on quickly. Yeah, just a lot to talk about with Chelsea today. Like, it's not going to be a dead stream. It's jam-packed of information. So yeah, a lot's been happening.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to give us some insight into more if you know more yourself as well. It'll be good to learn it. We're going to go through all of the tweets from David Ornstein to Fabrizio Romano to Matt Law. There was one from Ben Jacobs actually that I haven't brought up. Maybe I'll throw in a Ben Jacobs tweet as well. We'll be going through all around the news of Koulibaly, which is going to be the main topic today. There is also going to be talks about Gnabry as well. There's a little comment from Fabrizio Romano today on Gnabry. Obviously, Raphinha has chosen to, or should we say, waited out for Barcelona. Barcelona now reached an agreement supposedly with Leeds and put forward the offer that they require as well. So there's a lot, because what are Chelsea's forward options now? There was talks about Gnabry, there was talks about Leao, there's talks about Oliesi. Like, there's so many different options, and we're going to talk all. We're going to look into all of that as we go along. But I want to say welcome everyone as always, and say hello to the chat. RD, big up to you. Brad, nice to see you. Chelsea Fan TV, Sammy, the owner, is in the house. Big up to you, my man. Hope you're good. Sosa, nice to see you. CFC Ali, nice to see you. DRav _619, nice to see you. BBC, who else we got? We've got so many people here. We've got over 200 people here already. Oh, Hema, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Erin, Devin, Declared. What's up? What a surprise. Good thing I stayed up. Yeah, that's why I tagged you in it, bro, because I know you wouldn't want to miss this. Devin, nice to see you. Cal. Football style. Nice to see you, bro. It's been a while since I've seen you in the house. Big up to Steve-O as well. Oh, man, we've got so many people here. I could be here all day. Rocco, Feather, Danny. Look, I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Ilias, big up to you, man. Nice to see you. But do what he says there. Get these likes up, guys. Like I said, the aim is to get 200 likes on each of GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV, but make sure that you're subscribing to both of these channels as well, guys. So please make sure that we're doing that as well. And Pies, my main topics are usually spoken later on in the show, but I think we just have to get straight into it, because it is, even though it's the main topic, it's just it's just big news today. And obviously we got this came through from the man himself, Mr. Ornstein. When this came out, I was just a bit like knocked back a bit, because obviously it comes from someone that people regard as like the Fabrizio Romano in terms of like his respect and his tiering and things like that. Obviously, he comes out and says Chelsea's close to an agreement on fee plus personal terms to sign Koulibaly. Not done, and Napoli often tricky, but talks moving towards 40 million euros, guys. Euros, not sterling, euros. Plus long-term contract, 31-year-old. Likes of Kimpembe, Koundé, Ake still remain in the mix as well. Pies, when you saw this, because it kind of just spiraled, didn't it? Because he brought this out first, and then everyone just started giving us more and more and more and more. It was like they all knew about it, and then they just sort of then started leaking it after one person brought it out in himself. Honestly, like, I mean, how did you feel when you first saw this news?
Yeah, I just want to say, big up to one of the other journalists. Actually, it was Fabrice Hawkins, I think his name is. I think he's
Right.
a French slash African based journalist. He actually was the first one to break the news, but a lot of people were kind of obviously not skeptical, but like he's not verified or anything, but he's got a lot of transfers right. I think he works for some French outlets, so that's the first one I saw. But then you wait for the Ornsteins, the Fabrizios, the other sources, the Demartio, people like that. And
Mm.
yeah, it kind of really developed. It was one thing after another, one tweet after another, and now we're at the point where it looks like we're close to agreeing a fee, personal terms, things like that. Yeah, I mean, it was I think last night it was reported that Todd Bowley had met Fali Ramadani, who is his agent in
Mm.
London. Now, I was a little bit excited, but I thought, yeah, that's kind of normal. Maybe they're just exploring what the cost would be. But no, it was actually looks like to be negotiating personal terms and agree a deal, which is fantastic. I think this guy is brilliant. I would absolutely love him to sign for us, and it looks very likely. I'm just hoping that when the money's put in front of the president ADL, he lets him go. Koulibaly says, "Look, I want to go," and things are simple, but. Yeah, who knows? Not getting ahead of myself yet because nothing's ever simple with a president. But look, he doesn't want to sell to Juventus, and Chelsea seem the next most serious club. So yeah, we'll see.
And nothing seems so sort of legit when it comes to Chelsea when you think about it as well. When you look at how our window's gone so far, it's like we've been so close with certain individuals, or we've been spoken that we're going to get certain individuals, and it was sort of, I was going to say put on the back marker, but it was like, the Raphinha one, for example, we were going with this great deal, and it's like, yay, we're going to get Raphinha, and bang, Barcelona knock on the door and pull him away. There was talks around Jules Koundé coming to Chelsea at the beginning of the window, and it was done, this, that, and the other. It seems like he's fizzled out. Ake news seems to be growing every day. The Ligt, who we were all sort of, you know, tuned into for at least a week or two, and there was a lots of stuff being built up in around him and Chelsea, and Bayern Munich come knocking on the door and take him. Bias, do you feel that with Koulibaly, that it's one of them ones that if Chelsea do want him, they're going to have to get it done quickly? A bit like what they did with Raphinha, where they just laid the money down and just get it done. Obviously, the personal terms are supposedly agreed, which we're going to come to next. But do you feel this is another one of them sort of transfer deals that we're going to have to make sure that we just get our foots in first and close the door on the likes of people like Barcelona are supposedly quite interested?
Was that
Are
to
you
me
there,
or the
guys?
chat?
No, that's to you.
Right,
That's to you.
I heard half the question. I kind of wait. What did you say again? I thought it was to the chat.
No. So I was saying, like, do you think it's one of them ones where that you feel that Chelsea will have to make sure that they react quickly in terms of the player
Yeah,
he is, like get it done quickly?
yeah, I think so. Especially because Demartio said Barcelona are interested. To that comment as well, he's right-footed. Um, yeah, I do think we have to act fast, but I think we already are. Like when these media reports come out, I think it's going to be done in the next couple of days. Honestly, like yeah, it's when all the reports come out at once. Like there's so many journalists on it, very close. It will be done in the next
Mm.
couple of days. I think. Some sources even reporting that personal terms are done, which is usually the sort of thing, the main hurdle. Because the fee is like Napoli want a certain fee, which I think, as Ornstein said, there is 40 million euros. If we just slap it on the table, yeah, it will be done very soon. I think.
Yeah, I agree. And say slap it on the table. Yeah, I agree. I think we just need to get it across the line sooner rather than later. And maybe you're right. Maybe in the next couple of days we could see that this moves quickly. And if we look at it from before we go through all the other things, if you look at it from the Chelsea perspective, and you look at it from the Bowley perspective and how quickly he's moved. Obviously, it seems like apparently Thomas Tuchel has admired Koulibaly for a while and has always sort of looked to him as being one of the players to come in to replace Rudiger as well. I mean, what are your thoughts on Bowley and Tuchel if we do get this across the line, and how quick they've reacted on this one?
Very good transfer. If we get it
Mm.
across the line, yeah, I'll be very impressed. I mean, you meet the agent on the weekend, you go into the next week, bang, personal terms. fee sorted or very, very close to being sorted, yeah, it's quick business. It reminds me of what he did with Raphinha, right? It was almost just out the blue, bang, we'd well, not signed him because he's going to Barca, but it looks like we'd
Yeah.
signed him. So that's why I'm holding back a little bit because it's another Ornstein tweet, and it's like even he says there in the second line, not done. So it's like we're nearly there, but it's not done yet. But yeah, I'm very impressed with how quickly Todd Bowley's acted on this one, and I mean, it looks like a lot of the sources are saying, De Ligt's too expensive. He's going to go to Bayern. So yeah, very, very interested.
Staying on that, obviously, it seems like Juventus want is it around 120 million euros that they're asking for
No,
Ligt at the moment?
it's between 80 and 100 million euros. So even that, I think lowest is like 70 million pounds, all the way up to sort of 90 million pounds. They want bonuses as well, so it is more likely to be 80 to 90 million for Delict.
And just staying on Ligt quickly before we go back to Koulibaly, do you feel that maybe part of the reason why Chelsea haven't gone that extra yard with him is because they just couldn't use a player? Because I feel like they wanted to get rid of a player with cash rather than give the full whack cash. Do you feel like that's probably part of the reason it's just a little bit too expensive for us to just spend that money on one player?
Potentially, yeah. Like also, like I mean, I took into consideration like they could just slap the big fee down because I mean, Delict's young. He's here. He would be here for the next sort of 5, 7, 10 years. He's a leader, but at the end of the day, yeah, they were obviously originally looking at a swap deal. Sort of Werner Pulisic was rumored, but I mean, if we wasn't going to get Delict, Koulibaly is a centre back that I mean, I absolutely love because yeah, he's 31, but he's got tons of experience and he's very, very good on the ball. Very, very good on the ball, which is vital for our system in a 4 or a 3. Just in general, he's got the relationship with Edouard Mendy and Jorginho already, so he's going to seamlessly fit into the dressing room. From day one. Looks like he wants to play for Tuchel. This is a no-brainer. I can't believe he's been, sort of regarded as a fullback option as such. Like this guy is a top player. He should have been one of the centre backs we were chasing from day one of the transfer window, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I think he's a very good player. At the age of 31, some people go, yeah, but he's a bit too old. I don't think 31 is actually old when you think about it in terms of centre backs. And this guy brings experience. He's played at the highest order. The question mark might be, well, he's played for Napoli for so long. Why has he never took that sort of bigger move to a European giant, for example? But still, I've seen enough of him to know that he's a good enough player to come in and do a job for Chelsea, 100%. How Tuchel utilises him is another story, and obviously we're going to talk about that a bit later on when we go for a FIFA squad builder with obviously Raheem Sterling, who we've already got included, but also talking about Koulibaly and how maybe Tuchel can utilise him in the back three or a back four, which we'll be talking about soon. Fabrizio Romano come out straight after, obviously, Ornstein's comment and basically said that Koulibaly's agent Ramadani in Milano today, in order to progress in negotiations for the centre-back, talks now progressing with Chelsea ready to submit an opening bid. Chelsea are pushing to be fast and anticipate others clubs. De Ligt now closer to Bayern. So that kind of takes Bayern's attention away from it. Looking at Koulibaly, Barcelona, obviously looking at him. There isn't any other real interest, like Pia said, of anyone wanting him as a player, which does surprise me. Like you said, because he is a very good defender. And, I'm looking forward to seeing, number one, let's see him holding up the shirt because it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride for Chelsea fans, a little bit dry. We have gone in for certain players. Obviously, we've got Sterling, and that took a little bit longer than people wanted. Still waiting for the announcement, by the way, which we're hoping could be. Is it tonight, Piers, or do you think tomorrow with
Tomorrow.
Sterling?
I was always told
Tomorrow, yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow with Sterling, we could have the announcement once he's with the squad in the USA. But yeah, talking about acting fast, and we need to because we're not far away from the beginning of the league. Pre-season started. Tuchel want to get players flying through the door and in and sorted. The biggest question mark, though, Piers, is: do you feel that he's going to go for 3 centre backs or 2 centre backs?
Yeah, see, I was thinking about this earlier, and I think it will be 2 centre backs and 1 sort of fullback slash wing back. Now, there's been a bit of debate. I was actually just talking to a few people in a group chat about this, whether Matt Law put a new sort of report out, and he said, despite talks advancing with Ake and Koulibaly, Tuchel still wants another defender, and he's interested in Kimpembe. Now, this doesn't really make sense to me because if Azpilicueta leaves, we need someone on the right. So, if we was going to sign 3 centre backs, I think he would have bought Koundé to almost use him as a backup, sort of right back, right wing back. But um, because Kimpembe was mentioned, I'm a bit confused because if we sign 3 centre backs, we still need a backup for Aspi because he's going to leave, right? So then that would be 4 defenders. So yeah, I'm a bit confused on this, but yeah, I do think it will be 2 centre backs and a replacement for Aspi.
I think it's gonna. I've said for a while that I feel it's going to be 3 centre backs. And some people say, yeah, but what about the academy, Levi Colwill, and the Ampadus and all these other guys that are going to come back in? Like, are they going to get a chance? And I'm like, I just feel Koulibaly and Ake don't make sense. I know for you, we spoke about it in the group. I don't feel it makes sense for me because you're buying. If we're sticking to the 3, Koulibaly for me is the Rudiger replacement. Ake's not the replacement for right centre back for Christensen because he's left-footed. So if you're telling me Ake's natural position is to play as a left-sided centre back, so if we play in the back 3, he plays off the left. Koulibaly playing off the right, is that something that you could see potentially, or do you feel that
it's right? It's right-footed, absolutely. And I think what we have to take into consideration as well is that Rudiger was playing on the left, but he was right-footed. I remember when he played right centre back in the in a couple of the cup games last season. I think he played against Spurs in one of them. He's very, very good. Also, I just want to say, remember, this is the alternative to Ligt, who would have played right centre back. So Koulibaly, in my opinion, will be playing right centre back. If you think about it logically.
I thought De Ligt would have played left centre back.
Nah, he would have played on the right, bro, in my opinion.
Well, and in Juventus, who's playing off the left, Koulibaly plays off the left in a 4, doesn't he? He doesn't play off the right; he plays off the left.
Yeah, he plays off the left in a 4, but if we sign Ake and Koulibaly, one of them's got to go to the right, which will be Koulibaly, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. What if we're actually getting 3 centre backs?
Like, but then it doesn't make sense because if we sign 3 centre backs, who is the replacement for Aspi? No one. Dujon Sterling's not staying.
What do you mean? Well, Aspi's right centre back, right?
No, James has got to have cover, bro. Which is why we was linked to Dest and Klaus and things like that. So who then goes? Aspi plays a lot on the right back / right wing back. So what I'm saying is, if we sign Kimpembe, Koulibaly, and Ake, who then replaces Aspi as backup right back or right wing back?
Koundé.
But we're not buying Koundé. That's what I'm saying.
Koundé, Koulibaly, and Ake. It should be actually.
But we're not signing Koundé.
Yeah, don't get me started. I know what you're doing.
That's what I'm saying. Who is going to be the backup for Reece James? That's why I don't think we're signing 3 centre backs.
Well, my idea would be that it should be Koundé and Koulibaly, and if you're bringing Ake in, you don't buy him for 50 or 40 million. You bring him for a lot less, and you use him as rotation. Yeah, for Reece James, you then look to bring in Klaus or someone like that as backup. That's what
I agree with you, but we're clearly not signing.
Better balance.
So I don't know.
That's not true. That's not true. We can't say we're not signing, do we? We don't know that yet.
Well, Matt Law has said he wants Kimpembe if he wants a third centre back. So
yeah,
I mean,
forgot about Chalobah as well.
Chalobah is not a right wing back cover. Like, this doesn't make
sense. No,
but
he can play right centre back, is what he's saying. So he's better in a 3. He's better in a 3 than he is a 4, isn't he, Chalobah? You wouldn't see him playing centre back. You'd rather see him play right centre back of a 3, right?
Yeah, but I was talking about the wing back cover.
Yeah, but the wing back cover is, for me, it's got to be someone that is able to offensively go forward, right? So
exactly.
Someone like
that. But the whole reports, right? What I'm saying is the reports are Tuchel wants 3 defenders. So if we sign 3 centre backs and a right wing back cover, that's 4 defenders, unless he's not counting wing backs as defenders, which is
he wouldn't. He would just count as wing backs.
Yeah, but they are defenders though. Like, ultimately, they're defenders.
Let me ask you this: if we would have bought Hakimi, would he be deemed as a defender or a wing back?
Yes, a defender.
He's a wing back though. That's his best position as a wing back.
I know what you mean, but it's still like as a journalist, right? I'm not a journalist, but a wing back is still classed as a defender.
It's
It's not
not
a
for
midfield.
me though. I must be.
No, but
I
it,
know what you're
but it,
saying. I know what you're
but,
saying. Yeah, I
but
get.
it is. Oh my god, would be
No, no.
better
What
than
you're
this.
saying is right because the fullbacks are in theory inverted into wing backs, but they're actually, if you're a fullback, you're classed as a defender. I get that because if you look
Yes.
at Ben Chilwell and Reece James, or Ben Chilwell before Tuchel come in, he was played in the back four. It's only just because Tuchel's system doesn't really deem them as defenders because they're wing backs.
I'm sorry.
It's a system, isn't it? Do you know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like,
I'm reading some of the comments. I agree, declared. Wing backs in Tuchel's system are more attackers. Yes, I get that, but they're not classed as attackers. Like you don't call wing backs attackers. Maybe once we're seeing it in game, we call them attackers. But when you're writing a report, you don't say Tuchel wants Klaus because he's a wing back, but he wants him in attack. Like that doesn't make sense. They're still classed as defensive signings, even if they don't play that in game. That's what I'm
see,
trying
I
to
think it's
explain.
both. So for me personally, this is the way I see a wing back. And I'm just basing it on what I've seen with Tuchel's system. I think a wing back is someone that can do a bit of both. But offensively, I think you want more from them
I agree.
because when you look at a Tuchel system, a lot of where our creativity spark comes from is from the wing backs. Yeah, we don't have it as much through the middle or whatever yet, or the forward line as of yet. But I would say that if for me, if we're looking at a wing back, we should ideally be looking at someone like Klaus, who has great assist levels going forward because he's creative offensively. But I don't know what his defensive stats are like. So in theory, it's finding the balance, isn't it? Find someone that can actually defend when and be able to get forward at the same time, but and have the
And
energy to do
also,
both.
you
Yeah.
also take into the whole reports of like he might want to move to the four at the back. Like for me, I just can't be bothered at the moment. Sort of debating what he's going to do because I
We
actually
don't know.
have no
Yeah.
idea.
No
Like
one
I
knows.
have no idea. My
No
thought is
one
he's
knows.
probably signing players so he can be more versatile and change formation. But um, yeah,
So
people.
Couch brings up a good point, right? He says, "Look who's played wing back for Chelsea, right?" And he's talking about history. So when you think about players that have played as wing backs for this football club, would you class Victor Moses as a defender? No. Was Alonso a defender? We played left back, didn't he, for Sunderland? Was he? I think he did back then. No, I mean,
I get what he's trying to say, but they are still classed by the book. They're still classed as defenders, even if they go forward more than fullbacks in some systems,
mm,
but they are still ultimately defenders because they have to defend. Like they're not attackers. You know what I mean? Like they're not midfielders.
but I think the way we play, they are attackers because of where they're asked to take up on the positions. Because when you look at how
No,
well Ben
Jem,
Chilwell and Reece
I
James,
agree with that. I'm
you
just
get what I
saying
mean?
by the
Yeah,
book. I 100% agree with that. I'm just saying by the book. When you're like writing a report, you don't call wing backs
attackers.
attackers or
Yeah,
midfielders.
I get that. No, you
They're
don't. No.
just straight, just by the book, they're defenders. Anything else, you can debate. They're really not in our system, but they still are. If you get what I mean, it's
I just
confusing.
think I just think they're hybrids. Like they should
Yeah,
basically they can just do a bit of everything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
that's what I don't get. So then, why isn't Matt Law writing that Tuchel wants a hybrid of a wing back and
I
a
tell you,
defender? You know what I
because
mean?
he
Like,
doesn't understand Tuchel's system. That's
yeah,
why.
probably not. Probably true. Yeah. But it's
um,
confusing everyone else because it's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's confusing as fuck.
Guys, there's over 600 of you here. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure that you're smashing the like button. As always, subscribe if you're new to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. But we need to make sure we get these likes up because I know we haven't got enough likes. We've only got 85 likes on the GNA TV side, guys. Come on, let's get this over 100 likes as quickly as possible. On the Chelsea Fan TV side, we've only got 100, just 105 likes. Try and close that gap to 200 likes, please, as well. And in between that, we've got a super chat from Pedro Neves. Thank you for the donation, bro. He says the formation is a 3-4-3. So they are midfielders. That's what he's saying, players. So
I'm not doing this anymore.
effectively, what he's saying has a bit of logic. So if we, I can't do it on here actually. Let's have a quick look. Is it on here? So yeah, look, I'll give you an example. So if we just quickly shift, we'll come back to this in a second, right? If we quickly shift to a FIFA squad builder, predominantly when we set up with a 3-4-3, this is something of what we look like, where we are three at the back, two of your right centre back and your left centre back are more wider, covering the pockets of spaces, and your supposed left back and right back are now what they deem as right midfielders and left midfielders, but they're not. Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah,
I
but
get. Yeah.
people are so obsessed with the attacking responsibilities that our wing backs have, but they still have to like think of how much they track back. As soon as we don't have the ball, they're playing in a defensive position. Like they're just slightly further than the centre backs, obviously, because that's what wing backs are. But they're still in defensive positions. Like if you played, I don't know, like remember when Hudson-Odoi was playing right wing back, right? Every time you didn't track back and defend, Tuchel was going mental at him because they have a lot of defensive responsibility. That's what people don't
Abilities,
understand.
yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes. I
Like
agree.
they don't just attack. It's like
I agree. I agree. I agree. And that's why I keep saying that it have to be able to do both. There has to be a balance in their game, and it is what you visually see it as, is what I'm going to say. Whatever it is that you visually see it in your own mind, it is what it is what I'd say. But Pedro Neves, thank you for the donation. Nice to have you here. We have got Minerals in the house as well. Johnny, the Minerals is in here. What are you doing, Minerals? You right?
Yeah, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up, Jem. Pies and mash. You're here on stream with me, fella. How are we doing? How are we
I'm good,
doing,
man.
mate? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm here with the official brown envelope pupil. You know what I mean? You should be privileged I'm on with you. You know that. You should be
What's that?
privileged, mate.
What's that?
Well, everyone knows about me, fella. Everyone knows about me. But we move.
Anyway,
we move.
I want
Let's
to
have
stay
it
on
right.
topic. I want
Well,
to
there's
stay on
plenty to
topic.
talk about, isn't there? There's plenty.
Well, there is. We're talking about Koulibaly at the moment. Actually, what we were talking about was wing backs and their roles. If you look at the Tuchel system and the wing backs, Johnny, would you deem them more as defenders, or would you say that they're sort of overall attackers in the way that the system's played at Chelsea?
Depends who the player is. Some players are more offensive than others, and other wing backs are more defensive. You know what I mean? For me personally, all this nonsense about Koulibaly, I'm waiting for him to hold up the shirt, yeah? Because there's talk about Barcelona now, yeah, coming in. Surprisingly, broke Barcelona, yeah? They're back in the game, are they, for Koulibaly? Because let's have it right, he's 35 million, isn't he? Sterling, 40 million euros. It's nothing, is it? Chump change. But in my opinion, I think it's a bit of a cop-out. I think you go for Ligt. Ligt is the proper centre back that I think we need to build for the future. Koulibaly's just the quick fix for me, you know. And if you're not going to get Koundé, from what all these brown envelopes are saying, then well, what are you going to get, bruv? What? Tell me who you're going to rely on. Ake, Kimpembe's a lefty, Ake's a lefty, Koulibaly's a lefty. So you're relying with Reece James to play right centre back, right back, Trev Chalobah on the right. But if you want to play the wing back system, you've only got Reece James. You ain't got a Raphinha. How is Raphinha, by the way? I thought it was a done deal, apparently, from what they said. But that didn't go very well.
We know why that happened, didn't we? Let's be serious. And that ain't anything of what Chelsea put forward an offer, a very good offer. Let's be serious. And that offer wasn't accepted because Raphinha wanted his dream club. It is what it is, isn't it? It's part of the transfer market.
We were used as bait, weren't we? Let's have it right. I mean, I don't even think that Raphinha was really on the top of Tuchel's list. I think that it was a little tactical move by Bowley. He wanted to make Barca cough up blood, which he has done. They're paying an extra 10 million on top, which is lovely. I'm very happy with that. Dembele, ES Grimes in the fucking mud, you know, another one. What's going on with Dembele? He's obviously he didn't sign before his contract terminated, and then all of a sudden he's accepted the same terms after that, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. So at the end of the day, someone is telling bullshit here, and I'm going to go with the brown envelopes because I think they're just there for the clickbait. You know, let's be real. You know, that's what it is. The Matt Laws and all these fucking Liam Townies and all these people that told me that Lukaku was a Tuchel signing is bangers mash waffle, isn't it? Really, let's have it right. You know, what do I believe? I believe when the player holds up the shirt. That's what I believe. Because right now we're getting linked under every
Well,
player under the sun.
Look, let's talk about Koulibaly anyway, because this is the topic at the moment. Obviously, David Ornstein broke the news, and then it sort of built from that. Fabrizio Romano, Matt Law, everyone, Jacob Steinberg jumped on it as well. He came out of a comment saying that sources have suggested an agreement over 34 million sterling deal for Chelsea to sign Koulibaly is not far away. 34 million, Pies. When you look at how much that is, if it is that, do you think that's some real good business from Chelsea?
Compared to his other prices, yeah, I mean, he was always regarded as sort of a 80 to 100 million centre back. One club man, Napoli, never wanted to let him go, but 1 year left on his contract. I think it's a reasonable price. Yeah, I think he's a very good defender. Very good on the ball as well. So, yeah, I think it's a decent price.
Do you think he suits the Tuchel system as well?
Depends what he's going to go with. I mean, three at the backs, 100%, absolutely. Him and Thiago Silva will be very, very good together. And of course, I think the main thing with this is the leadership and experience aspect that we lost with Antonio Rudiger. So I think, yeah, this is a fantastic signing if it gets done.
What about you, Johnny? Do you feel the same? Do you think this is a steal?
What is fantastic about it? I mean, it's a fucking quick deal. It's an easy deal. Unless Barcelona are going in for him, no one else is going in for him. He's on 1 year deal. We've been trying to sign this fella for about 3.5 years. That De Laurentiis, the crook he is always played hardball, demanding 80 million. All of a sudden now, I even saw a tweet from, I can't remember which fucking brown envelope it was, but it was a tweet about how De Laurentiis is trying to get him to sign an extension. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the fella does sign an extension and he continues his legacy at Napoli. You know, who knows? I don't know. I mean, listen, Sterling is way ahead. We ain't even fucking announced the geezer yet we're talking about Koulibaly being signed already. You know, it's a bit far-fetched for me. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit far-fetched.
Well, apparently he's going to be announced.
I don't know about him. Like, listen, you've got to bear in mind, that he's coming from Serie A, that pensioners league, right? That does concern me. And he's no spring chicken. He's 31 years old. I know he brings experience in that, but he's going to still have to adapt to the Premier League, whether you like it or not. Thiago Silva's 37 years old. He's not going to be able to play every game this season, as much as everyone wants him to. And he's by far the best defender we got, generational baller. But Koulibaly, I just see it as an opportunity signing, really, because you can't get Ligt. And I don't know, for whatever reason, these brown envelopes were feeding us all fucking through the year that Tuchel loves Koundé. Koundé's a done deal from Fabrizio last summer. Then he's talking about it again this summer, and all of a sudden they've blown cold water on it. And now Tuchel doesn't want the player. What's all that about? You know, where's the narrative come from? I don't think any of these guys actually have a fucking clue what the gaffer wants. I'll be real with you. I don't think even the McNulls know what's going on. They don't know. They don't know. They're guessing.
I don't think anyone does, because we've got no Marina Gravasky now. We've got Todd Bowley with his hands in every pie that's possible to try and feel out what's the best option for the football club. And Tuchel, just bear in mind, Tuchel's making decisions now as well, while Lewis jumps in as well. I did feel that this was going to be the case, because we've got so many areas that we need to improve on. This is not just centre backs, there's so many areas that we need to improve. He can't just sit on one area. He needs to be talking to different teams, different clubs for different aspects. And I'm telling you now that we're probably linked to a lot more people, or close to a lot more people, like a lot more clubs and players than we actually probably know right now. I think there's probably more.
Yeah, I think it's a case of, if you spend the 35 million sterling on Koulibaly, it frees up. You can go and get an Ake for whatever they want. They want 50 million. They're having a field day with that. For me, he's about a 30, 35 million pound player. Yeah. All right. He hasn't played hardly any minutes at Manchester City. Yeah. I think he's a baller. I rate Ake. I like him. And I know the gaffer likes him because he's liked him since Dortmund. So I'm happy with this sign. If you go for those two signings, it might free up a Koundé deal or someone else. Yeah. Kimpembe doesn't really make sense because he's more of a lefty, isn't he? So I think with Ake, the good thing with Ake is, compared to everyone else we're linked to him, is that he's versatile. You could probably play him DM. You can play him left back. You can play him left centre back. You can play in the back four, back three. And I think that's very useful for Tuchel, and that's why he likes Ake. Plus, Pep wanted him for a reason. Let's have it right. He's a good player, and Tuchel will elevate whoever we sign. I mean, I will say with like Koulibaly, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I think he's a very good player. Yeah, let's have it right. He's a very good player.
He's experienced, isn't he? You know,
he's got the experience. Yeah.
And
so if Silva's not playing, then Koulibaly's your sort of like your head at the back. Do you know what I mean? The one that's gonna push you forward.
I could say though, Johnny, on a serious level, Thiago Silva and Koulibaly, potentially Koulibaly, playing at Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, if you're a young defender, you ain't getting any better than that, being able to play with that much experience, you know what I mean, and learning from the best. This is a big opportunity for some of the youngsters that are stepping in.
Why don't you get Koundé, bruv? Why not? The guy's versatile. Yeah, you could put him in fucking wing back.
It should be Koundé and Koulibaly.
Who said that though? Who's saying that? Tell me who's saying that, because I'm hearing that all the time.
Johnny, why have we called our Koundé interest as soon as Marina left?
I don't know. Tell me what the brown envelope.
Because it was Marina's number 1 pick, not Tuchel's.
Marina's number. All right. So what happens with Lukaku then? Is Lukaku a Tuchel signing then?
No, we got to that point.
Oh, right. Bro. We're going to establish that one then.
Why are we going back to Lukaku? Why are we doing
that? If you're going to say,
I thought we were past the Lukaku thing.
No, it's not that. It's in context with this. If you're going to say Koundé is a Marina signing, yeah. If you're going to say that, then fucking Lukaku is. But all these wankers,
yes, you're
the Liam
correct.
Tanneys,
You're
the Matt Laws, and all these fucking rats, yeah, have been propping it down our timeline that he was not a fucking ball signing, that he was a Tuchel signing, yeah, and Tuchel agreed to it. Well, let's have it right. It's obviously not the case with Koundé, then, is it?
Like Lukaku, board signing. Koundé would have been a board signing. Rice, board signing. They're all board targets. That's why we're not linked with any of them now.
Let's try and stay on topic, because I don't want to go back to things that we've already spoken about on so many streams in the past. Lewis, Koulibaly to Chelsea. What are your thoughts on him as a player? Do you think he suits the Tuchel system, and do you think he's the perfect replacement, i.e., for Christensen, your lover, or Rudiger?
That was unnecessary, by the way. But on Koulibaly, yes, get him in here yesterday. We've wanted him at Chelsea for years, but Napoli have just been pains in the arse to deal with. Brings experience, has been one of the best centre-backs in Serie A for at least the last 5 years, and has been up there for about the last 7-8. Like, we have been linked with Koulibaly for years, and we've already said with centre-backs, the ceiling in terms of longevity is a lot longer as opposed to forwards. So him coming in at 31 doesn't mean we're getting him at the later years of his career, or we're only going to get 2-3 years of him or anything like that. No, we could get about a good 5, 6, potentially 7 out of a player like Koulibaly.
7 years? Nah, bro.
He's what, 31? Thiago Silva's 38. There's no reason.
Thiago Silva's generational. Thiago Silva's generational, bro.
Thiago Silva's generational, but he also protects his body to a level that he can play at this level and play to that sort of standard. If Koulibaly can do the same thing, you have another 5, 6, 7 years out of him, exactly the same thing as Thiago Silva. That's why the age is an issue for me. No, but here's the problem. We could get Koulibaly and we could get Nathan Ake. That's 2 centre-backs for the price of a Ligt.
Have you seen the timeline on Nathan Ake? The fans, the way they reacted to Nathan Ake.
Yeah, that's fine. Fans have been wrong in the past. That's fine. Tuchel wants him. Tuchel clearly wants Nathan Ake. So the consensus is whoever Tuchel wants, we go for when we don't say nothing.
I don't think they want him at 50, 40 million though, bruv. That's the thing.
Do you know what annoys me about the whole Ake thing? This is the one.
We would have already turned away from him if that was the case. Sorry.
No, but the one real big thing that annoys me with the Ake deal, and this is it really. All right, I look at him as a rotational player. I don't think he's someone that should be coming in and starting every game, and that's my opinion. And when you look at him being valued at 50 million sterling, and we're arguing with the whole Jules Koundé fee, where they want around 6 pies. Is it 65 million euros? Was it for Koundé? Was the release?
No, 80 million euros, which is 68 million.
Yeah, for 18 million more, you're going to get yourself Koundé.
Youth, longevity.
Yeah, but Koundé. I mean, I
personally would rather take Koundé over Ake. I agree with you, but Tuchel clearly doesn't. If we're continuing
the difference. But the difference with Ake's a lefty. Koundé ain't. There's a big difference.
But they're both versatile. Koundé can play in multiple positions.
Yeah, but you want to play Koundé more on the right for me. It's just that
Yeah,
he can play
that's fair
different
enough. It's not
positions.
to say you can't get anything off the left of him too. We played right footers on the left before. We did it with Rudiger, and it worked.
Bro Colonna are going to take Alonso and Aspie for basically tuppence, yeah? So we've got another 2 positions, plus you got Rudiger, Christensen. I think you need a minimum of 3 centre-backs, yeah?
That's what
and
said
one
he
of
wants.
them, and the reason I say Ake's a key in this is because Ake can play... Potentially, he can play. I'm not saying wing back. Let's have it right. But in certain games where you want a bit of defensive solidity in a tight game, you could put Ake there. Like he's got the athleticism to do that. All right. With Koulibaly, he's rigid. He's only going to play even the back 3, back 4. Yeah. And the same with Silva. For me, Silva's only playing a back 3. He ain't playing a back 4. He ain't got the legs for it. Yeah.
He can play back 4.
He can't play back 4. Bro.
He can
not
play
at this
back
age.
4.
No.
Silva, like you said, is generational, and he can play in a 4 as well as a 3.
You can still be generational, but I'm saying the system of a back 3 suits him way better.
It suits him way better. I agree with you, but he is still class in a back 4, 100%.
You wouldn't play. I guarantee it.
We literally saw it under Frank Lampard, and Silva was.
Yeah, but Frank Lampard was playing a back 4, and Silva was struggling.
No, he wasn't struggling.
We linked how many goals against with Lamp's team?
He only struggled when the rest of the team struggled. Thiago Silva was never the issue with us.
A back four should actually suit Silva more than the 3 because you should actually, in theory, get more protection.
No, you don't know. You got Jorginho and fucking Kante or Kovacic.
I still feel
you need a Declan Rice.
I feel we can do both. Personally, I do feel that
you need a Declan Rice.
Maybe one day.
You need the Rolls Royce in there. I'm sorry. You ain't going to play a back 4 without Rice. Solid,
I agree that we need some sort of DM anyway. I agree with that. I've always agreed with that.
You can't do it just Georgie, mate. You can't do it.
But it goes back to what I said, and why we're staying away from Ligt is because he's, you're pushing 80, 90 million for one player. Chelsea and Todd Boehly and Tuchel are trying to be smart with the signings that they make. Why? Because they've got so many areas that they need to improve on. Probably with not that much of a big budget. I do honestly think they've probably got about 200 million to spend. Yeah. And you've got to bear in mind, every time we approach a club for a player, they're overpricing them to us. Let's be serious. We get overpriced all the fucking time.
Yeah, because the brown envelopes have told everyone we got a 200 million fucking kitty, bruv. Yeah, you didn't need to glorify that, did you? Really? Did you have to tell the whole fucking of Europe that in world football?
Have we been overpriced on a lot of players? Like Sterling, I think is a fair fee. I don't think. I don't like Nathan Ake is a little bit overpriced. The Man City are just trying to recoup all the money they spent on him, which is again fair enough.
We should be getting for 50 million, just over 50 million sterling.
Yes, but we missed the July 5th deadline, which is our own fault.
The Ligt is overpriced, yeah.
The Ligt's overpriced, but like Bayern have come in and turned it into a bidding.
Listen, you say overpriced, yeah, but that's his release clause.
60 million, that would have been overpriced as well.
It's the release clause, but you're buying potential with the Ligt. That's the difference. You're buying this player is already playing at a high level at a young age, yeah, and he's a leader, right? That's what you're paying the money for. You are, that's what you. I want signings like that, but I understand if you go and make a sign like that, it might restrict you to not being able to spend the money in free position, another 2 players. You ain't going to get. You might only get the one other player. Whereas with a Koulibaly, you might get those other 2 players, whoever those other 2 players are going to be, yeah. But you've also got to take into consideration you've got to sort the midfield somehow. You need a DM in there. If you're not getting Declan Rice, you need someone in there. Otherwise, you are going to play the back 3. I don't know where this back 4 is coming from.
Let me ask Piaz the same question. Piaz, do you agree with what we're saying here, or do you disagree?
I don't know, bro. You guys have been going crazy for the last 20 minutes, to be honest. Got lost in it.
It's called the Minerals, fella.
To the mineral show. Listen, look, no. So basically, my thing is that I feel that we're in terms of every time we seem to approach a player, it seems like we're getting overpriced by football clubs. Do you feel that the way that Chelsea are moving forward at the moment is that they're trying to be smart? So staying away from signing a Ligt, and I'll give you example. You can answer this. Would you rather have a Ligt, or would you rather have a Koulibaly and maybe one other, whether it's Koundé, Kembembe? Okay, what would you prefer to do moving forward?
I think it's a difficult one. Probably Ligt, probably because he gives you more longevity. He's also a leader. I do think that's key to replace Rudiger just within the squad, even if they're not in the, start in the same position with that sort of leadership aspect. But yeah, I do think we've probably been overpriced on the Ligt. I mean, as one of you said though, it can restrict us into spending in other areas. So yeah, I'm happy with either, to be honest with you.
I think if you want to build and you want to go forward and you really want to close the gap, you have to go for the creme de la creme signings and then get some fillers around it. That's the way I look at it.
Koulibaly is one of those, though.
Yeah, I don't see him as a longevity player. I really don't. I see him as
a 4 years easy. That's a long time. In
well, yeah, but you say that,
and then we can get Levi Colwill in, and we're all good.
Yeah, or Gvardiol, who Tuchel wants. Anyone like that.
Well, 4 years is plenty of time to get
younger options.
He looks a very good player, but they don't want to sell him. I think it's 80 million they want.
Well, Man City won him, didn't they, for 50 million? But they won't.
Well, Man City want everyone, didn't they? They want everyone. They want Cucurella, who we should be fucking going and signing. We should be going and getting Cucurella. He's perfect. He's a perfect player.
Yeah, I mean, Football Italia came out of a comment saying Koulibaly hopes to get Chelsea's transfer completed by tomorrow morning. I think
tomorrow?
Yeah, he will not join.
Let's go, Chelsea.
Well, apparently he doesn't want to join the camp tonight.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
Yeah. Who's that?
I'm waiting for Deloranitis to add another 10
This is Football Italia, so this is some biggest, thing. But anyway, let's move on. We've got a quote for here from Matt Law as well on Koulibaly as well. Guys, there's over 900 of you here. Keep smashing the like button, subscribe.
Run it up. Let's go.
New to Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV as well, please. You can check out Lewis as well, Carefree Lewis G. You can find him on his channel as well. I'm sure you guys know where he is anyway. So if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe. And you can subscribe to Johnny's channel as well with Minerals. Is it Minerals FC? Your YouTube. What is it?
It is my man.
Minerals FC.
If you want real fucking minerals, bruv, and say it how it is, and you come Johnny, and follow me, bruv. You know
We've got some proper minerals coming up now from Matt Law for you, mate. Chelsea mate Koulibaly. Chelsea make Koulibaly move, and with clubs still in talks with Man City over Ake, Tuchel is still interested in Kimpembe. Tuchel ideally wants 3 new defenders, is what Matt Law's saying. He feels free.
No shit, fella. Did he speak to someone about that, or it's rocket science?
By the way, when we say 3 defenders, I do think they mean 2 centre backs and a wing back. So
this is what I said. I think it's 3.
Oh, Jem, don't do this again, please. Oh my days, bro.
I think it's 3 centre backs.
You already gone through this.
Bro, we spent like 20 minutes start a stream.
Basically, he said what you said.
That's just my piece.
He said what you said, 2 centre backs and a wing back. I said I think I could see us getting 3 centre backs. So you get Ake as rotational, Koulibaly and someone else, and on top of that, either it's Koundé or whatever. I can see us doing something like that. But then he said, "Well, what about the cover for Reece James?" Which does make sense because then
that's the thing. We've got so much more areas that we have to strengthen as well. I don't think we get 3 centre backs because then you're just putting everything into the defence.
I don't know.
No, you need versatility in Tuchel's system. You need
you do, but you can get 2 centre backs and you can get versatility within that. I'm sure Koulibaly can play anywhere within that back 3. Ake can play down the left-hand side as well. And we're linked with Jonathan Klaus at right wing back too. That's just slowed down. And I don't really know what's happening with that. But it looked like a very straightforward deal, like about 10 to 12 million euros. What was that?
He's advancing with Marseille.
Oh, there you go, bruv. There you go, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't take everything with a pinch of salt, everyone, yeah? Take it with a pinch of salt. Because nothing's set in stone. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone.
Like literally, I'm waiting for Sterling to hold the shirt, and then I'll say yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? If Koulibaly is going to be, it ain't going to be done. Listen, let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens. But De Ligt, listen, by Munich, have they landed the minerals and put a bid down, a proper bid? Has it been accepted?
As long as we don't get up in Meccano, I'm fine.
Well, what does that tell you? They were trying to offload it up in Meccano to us, right?
Mm-hmm. And they signed him a year ago.
Everyone's trying to offload their fucking sloppy seconds, bruv.
And now people are here trying to hype up in Meccano. If they want to get rid of a young prospect after 1 year and try and get the other guy that we were linked to, it's a massive red flag.
Aaron, you don't have to, he's not coming to us.
Aaron's having a bubble, bruv. He's having a bubble, bruv.
What's
Ben
Aaron
Mee.
saying is, why aren't we looking for low-profile centre-backs like Ben Mee, Prem-proven, Captain Burley, young as well, and won't cost too much? Like, why would we do that when we have...
He's got the minerals, right, Johnny?
Who?
Ben Mee.
Ben Mee.
Bit of strength,
Fucking-
physicality, slide tackles, and all that. And that's...
Well, you like all that Brexit football, do you? I'm not really a fan of that personally. But
I thought that's why
you
you wanted Declan Rice. That's all.
Well, Declan Rice is a fucking baller. Let's have it right. He's a fucking baller. He's got the minerals. If you don't know that, then I don't know. You need to go and watch him, man.
Also 150 million, but we move.
Listen, I'll pay 150 right now. But I'll pay it. Yeah.
You
It
do
means
that,
I
but
can
we
play
won't
a
buy
back four.
anybody else this
It means
window.
I can play back four. I can play Minerals Mount behind the front three, and we can fucking actually dominate. Yeah. You ain't
then we won't have
dominating.
any
Let's have it
centre
right.
back.
Yeah. You ain't dominating with Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante. Guarantee will be injured throughout the season. Yeah. So you ain't dominating with Jorginho.
Did we not dominate in our Champions League run with Jorginho?
Yeah, but that's European football. I'm talking about the league.
Oh, don't do this.
Okay, let's do 18-19 under Sarri. Did we not dominate under
Yeah,
Jorginho?
great sorry ball, man. What did we do in the league? What did we do?
Third place, third least
Yeah,
goals
that's
conceded
great.
in the
Tuchel's
league.
done third place. I want to get better than third place. You ain't going to do that with Georgie, mate.
Yeah, everyone said with Jorginho you're not winning anything, and then he got a
Well,
Euros
they said
in the
Mason Mount,
Champions
you ain't going to
League
win
with
the
most
league or the
tackles
Champions
per
League, but
possession.
we've done the Champions League. But my point
And
is,
Mason
I'm talking
Mount's a
about the Premier League
baller.
now.
Like you ain't
I
gonna
know
hear
he
me
is.
slander Mason Mount.
No.
The
I'm
same
not
thing with
slandering
Jorginho.
Georgie. I'm saying to you, he's not enough.
You're saying
Not
we ain't
enough.
winning the league with Jorginho.
Well, we're not going to win the league next year, are we?
Now, what about the year afterwards if he resigns?
I don't know if he does resign. I think we're going to let him go on a free, personally.
If he
think that's
don't
a bad
resign,
move.
like I'm with you, he does have to get sold. But like if he resigns, then there's no reason why we
But
can't
what
win the league
I
with him
want,
unless we
Lewis,
surround him
what
with
I
better
don't want
players.
with his agent that come out, yeah, whether this is true or not, he's saying that we're all fine now. We're going to wait till September to open talks. No, fuck that. We don't want to be opening talks during the season like we did with Rudiger and Christensen. I don't want all that nonsense.
I completely
If you're
agree
gonna
with you.
stay, sign your contract, commit to Chelsea, and we can all back you fully. But I don't want all this wishy-washy, and then we're going to lose money on a player which we could get 30, 40 million for Georgie. There is not many players like Jorginho in world football. We should get decent money for him, even on a one-year deal. If we're fucking paying 35, 40 million for Koulibaly, we can get that for Georgie, if not more. Yeah?
Yeah, I agree.
could.
If he doesn't resign,
Right.
I agree with you. I don't want to
How
see
do
him
we know
go for free.
that? How does the board know that, Lewis? We don't know
Well,
that.
why have we
He
not
might
started
fob him
talks
off.
with Jorginho or Kante? The only thing I've heard us talk about is re-signing Reece James and Mason Mount to new contracts, and they're already on
You have
long-term
to.
contracts.
You have to.
But
You
they're
have to
already on
sign him.
long-term
Yeah,
contracts.
but they're on peanuts.
So? AC and
Well, he
Rudiger are
does-
on peanuts.
Listen. Reece James and Mason Mount being
AC
Mason
was
Mount by
earning
far
less
has been
than
our
Mount,
best
if I
player.
remember
Yeah?
correctly.
He absolutely deserves his new contract. Yeah, he ain't going to leave Chelsea. Reece James ain't going to leave Chelsea. But let's have it
Deal
right.
got
Yeah?
in
my
Let
opinion-
me say
Oh,
this, Lewis.
oh.
Let me say this.
Guys,
Yeah?
we're going off track
All right,
completely.
you're going to accept Sterling coming in for 300 grand. You got fucking Timo
Well,
Werner on 290
That's
grand.
why
yeah?
he's
You've had
on 300
Lukaku
grand.
on 440 grand, right? And you're going to
until we
accept
get rid of
Mason Mount and
Werner,
Reece James getting paid 50 grand a week when they've been our best players.
until we get rid of Werner, every experienced forward that comes to Chelsea will just point at his wages and be like, I should be earning more than him.
No, but
And
these
what are you
guys
gonna
are
do,
proper
say no?
Chelsea, bruv. They're
You
not here
gave
for
Werner
money.
260k a week. That's Marina's fault. I don't know why the
Yeah,
fuck
but
he
Marina's
got those
gone
wages.
now. Her mess is going to be
But the
mopped up.
wage
Don't worry
structure
about
that she left behind is not gone, and that's what the problem is.
Anyway, going back to...
I don't agree. I think they deserve their contracts. They'll get their contracts, and they should be paid fucking at least
They
300 grand each.
deserve it, but like, it's
Feels
not
like it, doesn't it?
important to renew them right now when they have
No,
multiple
I'll tell you
years
what,
left.
yeah, they were going through negotiations during the season. Do you know what Mason Mount and Reece James said? We're going to wait till the end of the year because we respect our fucking club. Unlike Christensen, unlike Rudiger, who didn't respect us, and we went through the whole season
wouldn't
with
they
their
just
contract
sorted
negotiations.
out the contract
Guys.
situation within weeks if it was that simple?
Well, it's going to be done now. It's been
Guys,
done now.
But they're not the priority. Jorginho and
They
Kante
are
are
to
the
me.
priority.
They are
Guys,
to me because they're the
Of
most
course,
important
Mount
thing
is the
going forward in our club.
priority to you, my guy. We know that.
No,
but I'm
and
saying,
Reece
like,
James, both
from
of
a
them.
club perspective, they're not the priority right now.
Right, what if Real Madrid come in for both of them, yeah? And they come in and they say,
Tell
we're going to
Madrid
offer you
to fuck
350.
off. We have
Yeah?
them on
No,
multi-year
You
contracts.
can tell them
Who
to fuck
cares?
off, but do you think they're going to say to Chelsea, we're going to stick to our 50 grand a week, mate?
All right, Can
Well,
we go?
then you need to have a
It's
talk
football,
if
man.
Mount and
Football's
James are
money.
proper Chelsea, if they're going to
guys,
hold
Money,
us to more
Lewis.
money.
You got to accept that,
guys.
geezer. They deserve their contracts. Let's move it.
Anyway, let's not
No,
talk
we
about
don't.
things that we're not really sure on, because that's what we're doing right now. We'll sort it. Whatever's going to happen will sort itself out. They will get their contracts. I think Jorginho is actually going to stay, from what I've seen recently. I do think that's going to happen for one more season. I think Reece James will be sorted, Mason Mount will be sorted. These are things that I'm not going to worry about.
Yeah,
What I do want to talk about is Gnabry. Because Arsenal fans seem to feel, it's not going to happen. There was a tweet that came out saying that, he wouldn't move to Chelsea just because of his Arsenal links and whatever. And then Fabrizio Romano comes out and says that Chelsea have started to explore the situation of Gnabry. Raphinha is heading to Barca. Chelsea wanted to understand how's the state of the negotiation between Gnabry and FC Bayern over new contract. No approaches from Arsenal or Man City. Chelsea are just interested, which is where it stands. I'll go to Piers first. Piers, do you think this is one that could come alive from your own sort of feeling, or do you think this will be another one that just fizzes out with Gnabry?
Essentially, I think Tuchel does want 2 new attackers, wingers
No
especially.
shit,
But
fella. Of course he does, man. Fucking hell.
Let him
Of course he
talk,
wants
Johnny.
two
Johnny, let
attackers.
him talk. Players, go on.
yeah, no. as I was saying, I think Serge Gnabry. I think he's a good player. The thing is, for me though, is like going from Raphinha to him. They're 2 different profile of wingers for me. Raphinha is more of a 1v1 direct winger, more creative, whereas Gnabry is more of a finisher, sort of not a poacher, but I'd kind of associate him more with kind of like an inside
Finisher.
forward role. He's not as fast, like he's not as creative, he's not as tricky as Raphinha. So I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting how we've gone from Raphinha to Gnabry. It doesn't really make too much sense, but let's see what happens.
So Go AM comes out with this super chat here. Big up to him. He says, face reveal Johnny's like post-roids, Goretzka. Plus different hashtag, different breed.
Go AM, bruv. Honestly, man.
Go AM.
Big up Go every time.
Every time. He was on my stream the other day. I was shocked to see him in there. Big up, Go AM, mate. Big up to you, fella.
Johnny, your thoughts on Gnabry? Obviously, Raphinha looks like he's gone to Barcelona. Gnabry's one of the guys that's been linked to Chelsea. Do you think he would suit the Tuchel style of Chelsea system?
I don't know. What's he like against low blocks? Because in Bundesliga, you don't really get that, do you? There's no disputing it. You can take on a player. He's strong. I think he's built for the league. I think he's built for the Prem. He's off the mark. He's rapid. He's for me, he's a better Traore. Is it Adama Traore? I think he's a more elite level of that type of player for me. But he's got good link up play. But he's playing in a sort of a league where you're playing the best team in that league that just dominates every year. It's like, what's the challenge there? I think coming to
the Champions League record was very good, though, Johnny. His Champions League record was very good.
But you got to look at the team he's playing. For me personally, I think Sané's a better player. I think Sané's clear of him, and the fact that he's got this sort of dying affection for that tin pot club Arsenal doesn't sit right with me. But I think he's just trying to get a better deal. Personally, I think he's just trying to he's on 1 year, probably wants to stay there. He's not talking. I haven't heard anyone say he wants to leave. So it's probably using Chelsea's bait to try and fucking get a better contract or a new contract, to be honest. I don't know. Listen, there's not many out there really. There's that AC Milan fella, the winger, who's been sounded out. Leao. Yeah, he looks good. I'd probably rather go for someone like that than Gnabry.
£100 million.
Well,
yeah,
exactly. That's not going to happen, is it?
Clause.
Yeah, it's not happening. Like you're better off fucking doing a deal with PSG, paying half the wages with Neymar, and get a fucking baller in. Do you know what I mean? Get someone in that knows Tuchel and get him in with Sterling. And you got fucking. You can use Hudson-Odoi. I think Hudson-Odoi is going to have a good season. I don't think anyone writing off Hudson-Odoi. He's now the brown envelopes have let everyone know that he was fucking struggling all last season, and they accepted everyone. They let everyone just slander the kid when he was in and out, and they obviously didn't recover for his injury. So let's see now, next season, clean slate. Let's see what Callum does. because I think he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong.
He's on a
player.
small thread with me, mate. He needs to fucking start.
Yeah, but you can't deny that he's obviously struggled, mate, with injuries. He struggled.
He should have gone on loan during the season, though. Like I already said, the club held him back when they kept him here. Dortmund wants him on loan for a season.
Imagine if we'd done that, bruv. We would have been so thin.
That was our own fault for being crap in the transfer window that summer. That would have been on Chelsea. For Hudson-Odoi, it was best for him to take a loan deal. I said the whole time I didn't want him in the squad for last season, but we kept him as right wing back depth. Like, how are we saying we want the best for Hudson-Odoi when we're pushing him into wing back?
He did Hakimi, did he? He wanted Hakimi, didn't he? That's who
yeah, but there was also other options. Like, we were linked to the likes of Adama Traore. I think there was a few others that I can't really recall.
I agree with that. Sane. I'd rather go for Sane, mate. Forget St. Maximin, bruv. He's not going Newcastle. He ain't leaving Newcastle.
Yeah, no chance.
No chance. But Sane, I like him. I think he would do well in our team. I really do. And that would excite me, that player.
Lewis, what's your thoughts on Gnabry, mate? Like, how do you feel about the links?
I think like one of Lewandowski or Gnabry could be very realistic, especially with the Ligt transfer, because we could basically be helping fund their transfer by taking one of the players. On Gnabry, like creative player, goal-scoring winger, do feel a little bit iffy again with the Bundesliga tax and everything like that, but I do think he could adapt to the Premier League, and he has played in the Premier League previously, so there's a bit of an understanding there. I also think this Arsenal thing is just like, it's got to be waffle. Let's be real about it. I understand being able to make an article about it, but realistically, if you're going to say no to joining one of the best teams in the league just because you have some weird link with Arsenal, even though you only played 10 league games and they spent most of your time there loaning you out to other clubs, where's the connection? Where's really the connection, for being honest? So if he's going to have this like weird little arm, an Arsenal fan through and through, fuck him off. We can do better than Gnabry then, and that's in that scenario. If he doesn't, though, let's go for him, because I think he's a quality player who could improve the squad, obviously after he adapts to the Premier League and everything like that. But I'm all over Serge Gnabry personally. Again, comes in, would improve our attack, would again take a bit of time to adapt to new system and everything like that, but give him time and he'd be a brilliant asset to the squad, 100%.
Listen, he's a good player. He's better than Werner. He's better than Ziyech. I don't know about Pulley still, for me, he's got potential. So I'm not going to say anything much on Pulley, and he's not going to go anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think they'll sell him yet.
No chance.
If he has a bad season, then maybe they'll be. Or the problem with Pulisic for me is he's a bit of a sulker, and his old man gets on Twitter a bit too much, a bit trigger happy. You know what I mean? He needs to settle down a little bit and let his son do the talking on the pitch instead of on Twitter. But at the same time, I am a little bit concerned because obviously we've got cement boots out the door, which was the most important thing, and that frees up our wages, that frees up a position. I think Kai Havertz now is your number 9. Let's have it right, yeah? I want to get into this before I don't know where you want to take it, Jem, yeah? But Ronaldo, bruv, yeah? Ronaldo. How's the Ronaldo, Ornstein, Matt Laws, and all you fucking brown envelopes? How's Ronaldo? Ronaldo will never ever come to Chelsea Football Club. Clip me all you fucking well want. He ain't come to Chelsea. If he's going anywhere, he'll go to Bayern Munich, or if Lewandowski leaves and goes to Barcelona, or he goes to PSG. And my guess is he goes PSG. If he goes PSG, there's room for Neymar to leave, and I think that's where Bowley comes and lands his minerals and says, "Fuck it, let's do the statement signing." Whether you like it or not, yeah, Bowley needs to land a mineral signing. He needs it. He wants to make a statement. And right now, Koulibaly, Ake's, all these players are not statement signings. They're just good squad team players. Sterling's not a marquee signing. No, he's not marquee.
Yeah, but apparently to Tuchel and Bowley, that was a big statement signing.
No, he's a big player. He's a big player, but I don't see him as that marquee for me. Not me.
Lewandowski, my guy.
Lewandowski ain't coming Chelsea, Lewis. We're just being used as a pawn again.
No, we're not being used as a pawn because we haven't made talk for anything. This is why, on my opinion on the Lewandowski situation, now, don't do anything. Just wait. Because Lewandowski...
Wait for what? Barca to get their money?
Barcelona, if Barcelona can afford Raphinha and Lewandowski, then I actually want to take their course on how they're fucking running their money situation and everything like that. Because that is money laundering, that's fraudulent, that's all kinds of fuck. There's no way they should be able to.
They're Barcelona. They don't care.
If we keep running, because right now Lewandowski has been chatting so much shit about Bayern, he's basically burnt the bridge, and regardless, he needs to leave the club. So if we just wait it out, wait, Johnny. If we wait it out and Barcelona still haven't been able to raise the necessary funds because Bayern Munich also want everything paid up front, then eventually he's going to look for other options. That other option would be Chelsea. So in my opinion, with Lewandowski, it's a realistic target if you just wait it out and let the situation present itself to the club.
You don't think PSG would go for Lewa? You having a laugh? Of course they would.
Potentially, but we haven't heard much about PSG for Lewandowski either, have we? I've just heard they've been linked with Chelsea.
I don't think.
Why not? Lewandowski walks into their team.
Yeah, but what? Who's on the bench?
Yeah, 100%. But is he also going to?
Mbappe, Neymar,
but is it also going to be a major importance for them to break the front three that they've already integrated? Like, I just don't see think Lewandowski to Chelsea is a very realistic transfer as long as we don't make the move and do what happened with the Raphinha situation where we force a response from Barcelona. Bro, let Barcelona out themselves as broke bastards, and then we go and make. He's
come out, Lewis, and he said he's apprehensive coming to the Prem. He doesn't think he's going to be able to match.
That was his old agent saying that.
It doesn't matter. He said it. It doesn't matter. He said it.
Once he grows a pair, then we go in.
Grows a pair. What? You're waiting for a 33-year-old fucking world-class player to grow a pair?
Yes, because he'd come in and be the best finisher in our squad by a mile.
Finisher, what? Like Lukaku was, yeah.
Lukaku was our best finisher. That's why he was our top goal scorer.
Anyway,
he was our top goal scorer. Like, well, let's not lie about it.
Chesterfield and Plymouth.
Guys, let's go on
to Mountain Norwich. Havertz and Norwich.
Premier League team. Chesterfield
and Norwich. Let's leave it. Guys, let's go back to where we are because I want to go back into this quickly and ask a question. After I've done this from Digital Arts, thank you for the donation. He says, I agree with Johnny. CR7 ain't coming to Chelsea. And Lewandowski isn't to Chelsea as well. He's correct. We are being used as pawns, is what
we are. Tuchel said that he wants to move away from that typical number 9 position. None of them are like Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a roamer. He's a false 9. Lewandowski's not a false 9. He's a 9. Yeah. Lukaku is a 9.
Right, and we played with a 9 last season.
No. You're not playing like that with the wing back system. You need a Declan Rice to play like that if you want to play like that.
But we played with 9s last season.
Yeah, what 9s, bruv?
Nice. Havertz and Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku, what did he do?
He was our top goal scorer.
He was a bum.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
A bit of both, to be honest. I agree with you on that too, but my point still stands.
Kai Havertz offers you way more.
I think
he doesn't offer me goals. Doesn't offer me assists.
Don't do this. I know what you're both going to do. Just stop for a second.
Listen. Let's have it right. I'm going to land it. Yeah, Kai Havertz is balling next year. He's going to mud every fucking one that doubts him.
I hope you're correct. I really hope.
If you bring in Lewandowski, it affects Kai Havertz. I ain't taking that risk, bro. I'd rather get 2 goal-scoring wingers, bro.
Chelsea last season, so I want a goal scorer that will affect.
I want 2 goal-scoring wingers. That's what I want.
I want a goal scorer. I couldn't care less where they play.
No. You can have fucking the best goal scorer up front, yeah. But if you ain't got the right players around him, you can't just rely on Mount. You need
and Havertz is meant to be creative, so you can have him play off the guy.
Havertz's best performances for Leverkusen was his false 9. That's a fact.
Well, I heard it was in the 10.
Of it. We bought him because of it. He's a 9.
I heard it was because he plays in the 10. In fact, all the positions because he's versatile and can play everywhere.
Listen, Lewis, he's going to mud you anyway. Trust me.
I fucking hope so, but
he's just been mudding himself on your knees, mate.
On my knees for what? A guy who got outscored by someone who's had his head gone since January.
He went and made a documentary himself. He knew exactly what he's a grown-ass fella, man.
I also saw a documentary called Havertz's 19 Big Missed Chances.
Havertz is not a proper number 9. He's a Bergkamp type player, bruv. He's a Bergkamp type player with a what's his name? Berbatov and Bergkamp type striker. He ain't a typical number 9.
That is very disrespectful.
Stop.
What's disrespectful?
All right, let's just
compared him to Bergkamp.
Yeah, he's being compared. No one scored a goal against Newcastle like that. Bergkamp. Let's have it right. No one in the league has ever scored a goal like Kai Havertz scored against Newcastle. That is the most Bergkamp-esque goal I've seen in fucking years.
What a moment. What a moment.
Yeah, it was a moment because we were celebrating 3 points.
3 months for Kai Havertz.
We won the game. We won the game. We won the 3
3
points.
months of form.
That's a baller. That's a baller.
Yeah, because he did a lot.
Champions League final. Champions League final. Club World Cup.
Yeah, I ain't seen a performance like that
He's
since.
got the minerals, Lewis. He's got the minerals.
Anyway,
I can't wait to see them.
Where I was going with what
You've
I was
seen
gonna
him.
say
You're at
before you
Porto,
guys
bruv.
go
You
on
saw
with
him.
that.
I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. Club World Cup. Come on.
Guys,
Lewis.
please.
He ghosted and scored a penalty.
Right, that's it.
A big penalty.
Right, that's it. Thank you. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to talk and I can't talk because you're trying about your agendas. Give me
Fair
2
enough.
seconds. Yeah, I'm trying to talk. Listen, I think that Thomas Tuchel, from what we've seen to this point, may be wrong because it may change at a later stage. I feel that he is looking for what I would say more versatile forwards, inverted forwards, not only that score goals but contribute to assists that help with the chemistry. Something we haven't seen for a long time is forward line with chemistry. I think the whole number 9 thing we may not see that under Tuchel yet or now or ever. I don't know, but especially this season, I just don't. I think when you look at the targets of players, the Nkunkus, the Leaos, the Gnabrys, the Raphinhas, these are all players that can bring and contribute to in a different way to something that we've not had before. And this is why I'm going to go to Piers now as well. Piers, when we look at this lineup as we've got in front of you right now, if this was our window where we bought Aki, we're bringing Koulibaly, we've obviously bought Sterling in. I don't know who the other forward is. I've just left Mount and Havertz up there. But you looking at that 11, is that a strong enough 11 for you to compete next year, or do you feel it's just strong enough to get Champions League? Like, what would you rate that lineup if that was a lineup next season?
I think we need a bit more to compete for the title, but I think it comfortably gets top 4 for sure. There's a lot of quality in that team. I just think, for me personally, I'd like to move away from the 3 at the back formation. It was very, very boring last season towards the end. Midfield for me is a priority, but we're not treating it as one. I do think we need a defensive midfielder, like a proper different profile to what we currently have. But again, for me, I want to go to the 4, but I don't think Tuchel's going to do that until he gets his defensive midfielder. And yeah, all suggestions lead to that he does want Declan Rice, but obviously West Ham are not going to let him go this summer at all. I think even if we bid 100 million or something, I think they'd flat out reject it. And of course, we have to think about our budget as well. We need to think about what we can realistically spend.
Yeah, I hear you. Just a quick one from Fabrizio Romano, just quoted 1 minute ago. Raphinha to Barcelona. Here we go. So
no one cares about him. Move on from that guy.
58 million.
He's not even that good. I don't know why you.
Well, 58 million euros fixed fee plus
Never
add-ons
wanted
up
him.
to.
No one cares about the price or anything. That
They're
guy's.
spent up to 67 million anyway euros.
Yeah, never wanted Raphinha anyway.
He doesn't want to play for us.
He's from the dirty Leeds. Fuck him. I never wanted him really. Didn't want him.
I actually like Raphinha personally. It's just annoying that.
Yeah, but who cares? If he doesn't want to play for Chelsea, then he can.
No, if he doesn't want to play for us, he doesn't want to play for us.
Well, that goes for every player. If you don't want to play for Chelsea, then don't come.
Johnny, when you look at this 11, if this is the 11 next year, we get Ake, Koulibaly, Sterling's in there. I haven't put another forward in there because I don't know.
No. Listen, I'm going for a whole season again of Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante, and their injuries. James is going to get injured. We don't know what's going to happen to Chile. Is he going to get fucking injured? And then we've got the same old story.
You have Ampadu back in. You could have Emerson.
Oh, Ampadu. We're going to rely on fucking Ampadu.
Billy Gilmore will be there.
Yeah, Gilmore's a baller, but listen, you've got to bed these players in. You didn't see Pep Guardiola throwing in Phil Foden, did you? You know what I mean? You've got to bed these players in. And I think, for me, Mason Mount in the front 3, I want to see him behind the front 3 because he will cook. He will land the minerals. He lands the minerals in the front 3 anyway. He's been our best in the front 3 for the last 2 seasons. My thing is, you restrict us. Tuchel wants to build around Mount. That's what he wants to do. Bowley wants to build around Mount. They come out and said it. So why are you going to play him in the front 3? I think there's signings there to be made. I'm not writing off Declan Rice. I ain't writing him off. I think we will go in last minute and just knock on that door and try and fucking knock it down. And let's have it right. If they want Broha, they got to cough up blood and all, mate. Why are we going to sell Broha to them for just 25 million or 30 million? And they're balking at 30 million, the fucking tight asses. You know what I mean? Go and fucking pay up the money if you want Broha, or have Broha as part of the Declan Rice deal. Yeah, let's be businessmen here. Let's negotiate. Declan Rice is desperate to come to Chelsea.
Demarcio has just said that West Ham are signing that Scamacca for 40 million euros. So,
now if anything, I heard Everton were interested in him as well. There was a couple clubs interested.
Lamps wants him.
Everton, Newcastle, and West Ham. Yeah, the main three.
I could see Everton sign someone from us and then take someone on loan within the same window. Yeah, there's a couple names out there, but you know Lampard and the Cobham lot, so I could see a few players up there.
Ross Barkley. It'll be
please, whatever the price tag is, just have him.
I want to know what's happening to Barkley, Bakayoko, what's fucking going on with Loftus-Cheek? Where are all these players? Where's Timo Werner going? Hakim Ziyech, get the fuck out of our club.
Bakayoko's got 2 more years left on his contract.
Where are these guys going? You bring in Gallagher, you bring in Gilmore, fucking actual players that can do a job for our club and that want to play at Chelsea, yeah, and you get rid of players that don't want to be there and are just taking up all our money. Another player, Kepa, fuck's sake. Is Barcelona going in for that keeper that we wanted as well? You know what I mean? It's a joke.
Already got him. Is it Slalonia, whatever his name is?
We've bought him or they bought him?
No. Yeah, we've got a verbal agreement, but he's going back out on loan to the MLS.
All right, okay. So we need a backup to Mendy, clearly, yeah? It's going to be Kepa. Who's going to pay his wages?
Lazio supposedly were interested in that.
Nah, I don't think they'll pay his wages.
No? Yeah, his wages are astronomical.
That's the problem with the likes of Werner as well. Even Ziyech lately, you know, the reporting is the wages for Ziyech are too much for Milan at the moment. So
I want to see signings that you know what I mean? Like big signing. Look at Man United. They're going for Frankie de Jong. I'm not saying we need Frankie de Jong, but I'm talking about that type of statement signing. You know, a young player, he's 25. He's at a good age. He helps. He plays in the system. We need players like that. Now, I personally think
Sterling's in his prime years. He's one of the best.
Yeah, he's in his prime. Yeah, but that's one player. I'm talking about getting other players. Yeah. You can't just bring in Sterling and think all of a sudden we're going to be fucking challenging, because it don't work like that. Even if you buy centre backs, you need a balance in the squad. Yeah, Sterling is a great addition, and he's a baller, yeah, and he's going to score goals. He's going to help, but he's not Mason Mount's the creator. He's in the front line. So I feel like if you bring in Gilmore and a Gallagher, I think Gilmore's can create from deep better than any of our players personally. I think Gilmore is that player. If Tuchel gives him the chance, that's down to pre-season. Yeah, but Gilmore for me is that Frankie de Jong profile player. So I don't know. Is Tuchel going to assess Gilmore and say, look, he needs another loan. Therefore, he knows he's not getting Declan Rice, and he'll go for de Jong. Do you know what I mean? I think pre-season's a key one for Tuchel to decide what players are actually because he made the call with Trev, and he made a great call with Trev. But we were very close to getting Koundé, so Trev probably wouldn't have got in. He would have gone on loan.
I still don't get how we didn't Koundé. I really don't.
Well, it's a shame, Jem, because you love that player. I think he's a great player. I really do. And he's got.
Listen, I don't even. You know what I'm like. I don't even love players, mate. But this Jules Koundé guy just fits the system so well. It just drives me mad. I can't believe that we're not going to get a player so versatile like him, and we're going to pay fucking nearly 50 million for fucking a reject. It's fucking. Doesn't even get in the.
We're not going to pay 50 million though. It'll be like 35, 40. It's a big difference, bro.
Yeah, but that's.
I just feel like
probably a few add-ons too.
I don't know how you can. Jem, sorry, I don't know how you can sort of like. I know you're upset about Koundé. I am a little bit, but the whole of last season we were saying back Tuchel. Tuchel wants Ake, so just.
No, I'm going to back him. Don't get me wrong. I will. Trust me. I will back the player 100%. But when I think about the versatility of Koundé and what he brings and his age and his pedigree.
I don't think he's that versatile, bro. I've watched him at right back for France. He's not good, bro.
No,
he's not good at right back.
He's very versatile. He can play right back, but it's not his most strongest position. He's better in the back three as a right centre back. He can play centre back because that's where he plays for Seville. That's where he has played.
Where does like if you're not getting a DM, where the fuck does Gallagher play? He ain't playing
he plays where Mount plays.
No, because Mount plays in the front three in this system. You ain't going to
Fuck
play.
that.
Gallagher ain't playing in the front three.
Gallagher makes no sense. If we
I
play
think
three
Gallagher's going to be
defenders.
played as a 6. Watch. I reckon we'll
What?
do
Nah,
something
man.
stupid.
Nah,
He's
nah,
not
nah,
a
nah,
six.
nah.
He's not a
If,
six.
if he plays,
The
if he
stats
plays
ain't good
Gallagher
in
in
the
a pivot,
defensive third.
Tuchel on. That's not good.
Fucking hell, you have Billy Gilmore in the 6 of all the players. You have Billy Gilmore in there.
But the only way
Yeah.
you get Gallagher in is
Rather
if you switch
Gilmore
the
there,
system
yeah.
to a 4. You have to play the 4 to get Gallagher in.
Yeah, but how are you
You
going to
can't
play
get him
the
in a
4,
three.
man? Who are you going to play the 4? Who's going to be in your midfield 3 in the 4?
It's
Fucking
going to have to be
hell.
it's going to have to be rotation, isn't it? But people, we forget, right? At this football club, we used to have players in positions of high quality competing for their positions. So it's not a problem having players that come in and have to fight to get in the team. It's a good thing because it keeps people like Mount and others on their toes because they
Mount
know
ain't
they
getting
have
dropped,
perform.
bruv.
Remember
No, but
when
I'm
we
just
had fucking Lampard,
they-
Ballack, Essien, Makaleli, Mikel,
Exactly.
all
It's different
fighting in
now.
the
It's
field?
different though nowadays, especially with some of our young players. You'll see it with Levi Colwill as well. If the amount of centre backs we come in, they want to be playing regular minutes. They don't.
Yeah,
They
he'll
don't really
go.
care
He'll
about the
go.
whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Livramento.
on the other perspective, with how messed up this schedule is going to be until the end of the World
We're
Cup,
going to get games.
there will be
Yeah,
there
but
will be enough
they
game
don't. They
time.
want They want assurances right there and then though. You see it with Armando Broja. Broja, if he stays, probably get plenty of games next season. But he doesn't see it like that. He wants to. He wants to start. He
He wants
wants
to
to
be
be
the
playing
main man.
30, 40 games
But
a season.
then
Yeah,
I can't lie.
they all
That's
do
where
it,
it's
bro.
going to have to be on Tuchel to try and sell it to the players because
There's only so much you can do though, Lewis. I keep saying this. Tuchel will say to the likes of Broja, Colwell, look, you're going to get games and stuff, but at the end of the day, they've got family, agents around them that have seen other players that have left Chelsea, played 35, 40 games a season. They want that progression straight away. They don't want to wait. As much as they love Chelsea, it's the nature of the
I
beast
know
now.
the point you're making. I just don't like the mentality behind the players on that because there would
I
be
agree
enough
with
game time.
I
But I
agree,
understand what you're saying.
you'll
too. I
you'll
get you.
see, Broja, Colwell, one of them or even both will leave Chelsea. Everyone will blame Tuchel. It's not Tuchel's problem. Tuchel will probably like to keep his guys.
Listen, the gaffer, yeah. Anyone doubting the gaffer and the decisions he makes, yeah, you can all fuck off, yeah.
There's
Because
plenty
this
of them,
gaffer is elite, yeah. He will assess every player, Gilmore, Gallagher, Colwell, Broha, and he will say to them if he thinks that they've got some sort of part and role in the team and they are prepared. This is a key thing. If the players are prepared and they really want to play for Chelsea, they'll fucking stay. If they don't and they want to play and be a big man and play every game and try and develop at a very young age, then they'll go and Chelsea will sell them. It's as simple as that. Listen, not every player out of the academy is going to break into Chelsea football first team. It doesn't work like that.
No.
And I'm the biggest fucking Cobham guy. I love all the Cobham boys, but I'm being real with you. Not every player is going to break through. And I think for me, Gilmore and Gallagher, I think Gallagher has proven he can play Premier League at a decent level, but he did fucking ghost for about 10, 12 games. He burnt out near the end of the season, and I think he has to be managed in a way. And he's almost 23. Gilmore, for me, on the other hand, Gilmore is younger. I think his footballing brain is just elite. And I think Tuchel can really mould him and elevate him. I think you get more use out of Gilmore. And anyone questioning Gilmore, Barcelona wanted to buy Gilmore before we bought him from Rangers. Go and look it up. They wanted him, and he chose Chelsea and the academy. So I think you have to, if it's a choice between Gilmore and Gallagher, I'm taking Gilmore over Gallagher because I think Gallagher doesn't fit this system, whereas Gilmore can.
Yeah, we'll come back to what Johnny was saying in a second, but we just got this tweet that's come out here basically saying in regards to Koulibaly, where is it? I've just fucking lost it. Oh, here it is. It basically says that Koulibaly has asked Napoli for the transfer and the Italian club does not object because the offer of Chelsea is in line with what the Italian club asked for, and that's via the Napoli magazine. So how big they are to Napoli, I don't know.
What did they ask for?
40 million euros.
Well, 40 million euros is in line with what they wanted. That's what it's
that's
been
about
saying,
30, 35 mil. That's a beautiful
34
deal.
mil.
I love it.
34
I
mil
love
sterling.
it. Beautiful deal.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So if that is true, that's good news for Chelsea, 100%.
That is a brilliant deal.
We have to see how that plays out. Let me just read some of these snaps. We've got some of these chats here. Super chats.
Napoli, thank you, and we offer you Timo Werner in exchange.
Yeah.
My thing is, I wanted to buy Koulibaly before
let me just
he
read
gets
these
to his
comments.
age, bruv. Like Silva, we should have bought him fucking 2 years before.
One second, guys. 1 second. Tuchel doesn't want Neymar. That's 400 to 500k a week, is what Cameron's saying. We did have another one here. I've just lost it as well.
He doesn't want
Digital
Ronaldo.
Art.
I think he might like
It says,
Neymar.
my biggest fear is Connor not being given a chance this season. I kind of sense that Thomas Tuchel will send him on loan again. Do you feel that this preseason, Lewis, is going to be like the decision as to how aggressive Chelsea go in the summer window? Because if there's certain areas where they can use some of the academy to cover areas, they will do it. But if they can't, they'll.
Everyone's got a chance, by the way, in the preseason.
Yeah, everyone's got a chance, and I think for the likes of Conor Gallagher as well. Like Tuchel already said, with like a few months to go before the end of the season, that Gallagher was going to be given a chance to show what he could do for Chelsea, and it already sounded like he was going to be in the team for next season anyway. So, like, I think Conor Gallagher's going to definitely get given a lot of fair opportunities. I don't really know who he's going to be competing for in terms of his spot, because I don't expect to see him in the pivot. I could, in a 3-4-3, potentially see him competing in one of the 10 positions. You could see him maybe compete with like Werner, Pulisic, Sterling, Mount, around those areas. And we'll have to wait and see. Like, I don't really know who's going to stand out in that, but Conor Gallagher will be given his fair opportunity for sure. Like, people say there's a potential Mount replacement, potential Kante replacements, Kovacic in that regard.
He's not a Mount replacement. Stop saying that shit. He's not a Mount replacement.
Don't jump at me, man. It's just what I heard.
No, it's not just you, Lewis. Everyone thinks he's replacing Mount, and you're going to see anyway. I don't need to explain.
Maybe not replace, but maybe compete. He's
not even going to compete in this system.
I just think it's rotation. I think it's rotation. Not sure if rotation.
Yeah, playing the front three.
Well, potential rotation, depending, could go a bit further than that. But we have to see. We're speculating.
Listen. All I know is that Gaffer does really like Gallagher. Yeah. So if he can find a way of getting something out of him, he's going to do that, and I think he'll like him as a squad player. And let's have it right. I think he'll be a better squad player than fucking Loftus-Cheek, Sol that we had. Who's the other one? All these dead players, Bakayoko's, Barclays. You know what I mean? He's better than all of them, and will be better than all of them.
Chelsea.
So he's an upgrade in that sense of being a squad player. And I think Gallagher will want to fight, and he'll want to stay. And whether he's part of the squad or not, he'll stay. And I like that about Connor. All right. I want to see Gilmour's mentality, because Gilmour wanted to go on loan. Tuchel didn't really want him going on loan. And he said, look, all right, they had a discussion and Gilmour's gone on loan, yeah? But I want to see where Gilmour's head at. He signed a year extension. I think he's going to stay, and I think he's going to fight for his place. And I think it's a big pre-season for Billy Esther.
What is this?
And I really want to see him at Chelsea, man. I really want to see him.
This says it says the LEX. What is that? Who's that? I'm baffed. Koulibaly is a great loss. In his place, I would like take Bremer in defence. Someone said that.
Yeah, Bremer, I think, was statistically the best centre-back in Serie A last season.
LX? Who's LX?
I heard he was going to Inter Milan, so I'd be surprised if he goes Napoli.
Is this to say, like, he's going? Like, Koulibaly is a great loss. In his place, I would take Bremer in defence. That's about. But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, guys, it is over an hour and a half. We've still got over 930 of you guys here combined. Big up to every single one of you guys that's been here. Run up the likes. Leave your comments below as well. Subscribe both to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV as well. Follow Lewis on Carefree Lewis G as well on his YouTube. And you can check out Johnny on Minerals FC as well. Make sure you check out all of them. Pies, you've got your podcast, haven't you? What's your podcast again?
Yeah, CFC 365 podcast, trying to get a few more people on. Done a few episodes, mainly around the transfer window, obviously. Might do a little sort of episode around Koulibaly, maybe with hopefully one of the Serie A journalists. Not sure yet, just contacting people at the moment.
Interesting stuff. I've put the links in the chat, guys, of everyone's of Johnny's YouTube channels there as well. So for both of you guys, you can follow on Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV, and Lewis's as well. I'll do Lewis, but you all know where Lewis is anyway. So I'll do Lewis's as well. I am so hot, man. I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys. I am.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
30,
be
30, 30 odd degrees, isn't it? It's 30 odd
I am
degrees.
It's
sweating. Sin.
beautiful
That's what-
weather, though. I love it.
Yeah,
hope
man,
it
I ain't
never changes.
complaining. We have
Do you know how
shit
many
weather all
people
year round.
complain about the winter, about the hot weather? It's like, bro, we just had 6 months of moody English
sweat.
winter, and you're moaning about some sun.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sweating.
man. When it's -2 degrees, you'll all be silent anyway.
There we go,
And then
guys.
all the birds come out with their sundresses, don't it? Let's have it right, and all the lads like it. Do you know what I mean? What are you complaining about? Go and do your shopping and that, and you
It's
say
a
all that
win-win, guys.
nonsense.
It's a win-win.
Listen,
Guys.
Minerals FC.
Yeah, check out Minerals FC. Check out Carefree Lewis G. Check out Pies on Twitter as well at CFC Pies. We'll be back, not tomorrow because I'm not around tomorrow, but potentially Thursday or Friday. Hopefully we'll have Koulibaly wrapped up by then, like some people have mentioned as well. Once we do, we'll be going through all of the news in and around that breaks at Chelsea. Chelsea Fan TV members, make sure we get this up. What we're on at the moment, we've got how many? Where's it gone? Where'd it gone? We've got 281 likes. There's still over 400 of you guys there. Let's get this over 300 likes. So if anyone's going to hit the like, please do so.
Is that it? That's a joke, bruv. Get the likes up, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like we got to put a gun to your head to fucking press a button on a screen and you're watching this for free, man.
No.
Come
Good,
on.
good content as well. Do you know what I mean?
Support the
240
channel.
likes
Support
on GNA TV as well. Let's get this up to 300 likes as well, guys. There's over 400 on each at the moment. It tuned in. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your days and your evenings. We'll be back soon. Big up to Minerals, big up to Lewis, big up to Pies as well. Nice to have you, all three of you in, actually, to be fair, at once. It was a good little show.
Oh, and fuck all the brown envelopes, every single one of them. I can't stand them, bruv. Big up, Jim. Yeah, I had to do it every stream, bruv.
Can I ask you what you mean by brown envelopes?
They get paid they get the brown envelopes full of money to pay and say whatever goes out. So, it's all strategic.
So, you know, you were talking about Matt Law and stuff like that. But
yeah.
to my point earlier when I said Tuchel wants two wingers and you said no shit, but he was one of the first ones who broke that. So
yeah, but I mean, if you know football, if you like, I don't listen to journos, but I can tell you, and anyone who watches football can fucking tell you that the players we got are not goal scoring wingers, and that's what we need in the system. If you know football, it's not rocket science. I don't need a journo to tell me that, but that's me speaking for myself. Not everyone knows that. Not everyone else understands football.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks. Yeah, everyone's got a different opinion to.
Yeah, everyone's got a different view on. But look, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. But I don't need Matt Law to tell me about football. Fuck me.
Anyway.
He's a Villa fan. What does he know? He ain't won nothing.
He's not telling you about football, bro. He's telling you about what's going to happen in the transfer.
Yeah, but
what is likely to happen.
No. What? Well, listen. You want to defend him, fair play, because you want to, you know, he's your teacher or whatever. Fair play. But my thing is,
I don't know him from Adam, mate.
Whoever does know him knows him. Do you know what I mean? Whoever's in a group chat or whatever, everyone knows everyone. They're all Chinese whispers, innit? Do you know what I mean? And my thing is, knowing not how my team plays, watching them, it's clear as day you need two different style goal-scoring attackers, versatile players. That's clear as day. I don't need anyone to tell me that Tuchel wants that. It's clear he needs it, and that's what he's going to try and do. So he's just, to me, he's sounding out the obvious.
Johnny is Tuchel's right-hand man. That's what it is, guys. He's right-hand man. Pick up anyway, guys.
Enough Tuchel ball to know, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Opinions, guys. Everyone's got opinions in this game. That's why I love football. We've all got difference of opinions. That's what it's about. Big up, everyone. Smash the like. See you again very soon. Enjoy the rest of your time. See you in a bit.
Resign AC.